grab your blanket, get comfortable, and listen closely. Let me tell you the story of when I was in Chernobyl and saw everything happen right before my eyes. My name is Sinara, and I lived close enough to see the reactor from my window. That night, I woke up for no reason. It wasn't a nightmare. It wasn't an explosion that made me jump. It wasn't a scream, just a strange feeling. Like something had already gone wrong. At first, it didn't feel like a big deal, you know. That's what stayed in my head the most. If there had been fire, if there had at least been sirens going off, maybe people would have understood. But there was only light, a strange blue light, beautiful in a way, rising into the sky. I walked to the window slowly, still trying to understand if I was even awake, because everything felt like a dream. And then I saw it, the reactor open, not burning like a normal fire, but glowing, breathing something into the night. I didn't know it yet, but I was looking at something that was already changing me, little by little. People were outside, watching like it was some kind of event. That's the part that feels unreal now. They weren't scared. They were just watching, just like me. My neighbors standing still, some pointing, some talking like it was just an accident that would pass. There were even kids running around. I remember hearing someone laugh, saying it looked like a show. That's how quiet it all was. No warning, no urgency, just a silent disaster happening right in front of all of us. I stayed at the window longer than I should have. I remember breathing slowly, the night air coming in, and then that taste, metal, dry, sharp. For a second it felt like I had bitten into something I wasn't supposed to. I touched my lips. Nothing. I thought maybe I was bleeding, but there was nothing there. Just that strange metallic taste, like I had been chewing on a coin. In the end, I just accepted it. I thought maybe it was in my head or something like that. I looked at the light again, watched a little longer, and then I went back to bed. The next morning, everything felt normal. The sky was clear. The streets were full. Kids were outside again, playing. No one told us anything. No alarms, no warnings, nothing. I stepped outside and right away I felt it again. The air, it felt heavier, not thick like smoke, just wrong, like something invisible was resting on your skin. And that taste came back, stronger. People were gathering again, looking at the plant, talking in small groups. Some said it was just a fire. Others said it was already fixed. Others said it wasn't serious. And because no one knew the truth, no one left. By the afternoon, my body started to change slowly. My head began to hurt, like pressure building from the inside. My eyes felt tired, even when I wasn't, and my energy just disappeared. Not like normal tiredness, but like some closer, brighter, like it had followed me. The next day, things changed. Not enough to cause panic, but enough to feel it. There were more people in uniform, more vehicles, more silent, and less talking. I saw a woman arguing with a man in uniform. She was holding her child tightly, asking questions, begging for answers, and he kept repeating the same thing. It's under control. It's under control. But he didn't look at her, not once. That's when the fear finally settled in. Not because of what I saw, but because of what no one was saying. Then the buses arrived. Long lines of them waiting, engines off, like they had been there for a while. That's when everything changed. They told us to leave. Temporary evacuation, just a few days. Take only what you need. We'll be back soon. I went into my apartment, looked around. Everything felt untouched. My bed, my clothes, my small thing. My whole life was there, and I believed I would come back. So I didn't take much, just a small bag. That's all. When I stepped outside again, the city felt different. Not loud, not chaotic, just empty, like something had already ended, even before we left. I got on the bus, sat by the window, and when it started moving, I looked back. The buildings stayed still, the streets stayed quiet. Nothing looked broken, nothing looked destroyed, but I knew something had been left behind, and something had come with us. The ride was long, almost no one spoke. Some people cried quietly, others just stared ahead, trying to understand what had happened. My body kept getting worse. The headache grew stronger. My throat was dry all the time, and that metallic taste never left. A few days later, we started hearing the truth. Radiation, exposure, contamination. Words we had never needed before. That's when everything made sense. The light, the air, the taste. It wasn't something you could see, but it was already inside us. My skin became sensitive. Even light started to hurt my eyes. I felt weak all the time, like my body wasn't mine anymore. I remember standing in front of a mirror and stopping because the person looking back at me looked different. My face looked tired, my eyes empty, older, not because of time, but because something had passed through me and stayed. Some people got worse, much worse, faster than anyone expected. And that's when the fear became real. Not the fear of what happened, but of what was still going to happen, because you couldn't see it. You couldn't feel it clearly, but it was there, changing everything slowly, and there was nothing we could do. Now, when I think about that night, I don't remember an explosion. I don't remember chaos. I remember silence, a quiet kind of danger, the kind that doesn't warn you, the kind that lets you stand there, breathing it in without knowing. Chernobyl wasn't just destruction, it was confusion.